Welcome to Patriot XL. This is Chris Greenman. I am your host. I am excited to be here with y'all. Well, Trump is starting to get the swing states. He got 6 or 7 in the latest polls, and so let's take a look at this. Again, we are really missing our friend Johnny. But let's take a look at this real quick.
But when these polls, like the Wall Street Journal one, land in the White House and he's losing in all the battleground states.
No, he's not losing in all the battleground states. He's coming up, and he's even or doing better. So you know what?
Your husband's
once
not even
people
really
start
there.
to focus in and they see their two choices, it's obvious that Joe will win this election.
Welcome back to America Decides. That was First Lady and Chief Biden campaign strategist Jill Biden on CBS Mornings today. The poll she's referencing, or that Tony DeCoppel was referencing, is one from the Wall Street Journal that has President Biden trailing former President Donald Trump in 6 out of the 7 swing states, as you can see there. Wisconsin is the only one where the president is at least tied, as the polling suggests. Let's bring in our panel, Robert Costa and Jessica Taylor. Robert, of course, CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent. Jessica is the Senate and Governor's editor for the Cook Political Report. Good to see both of you. These surveys, Bob, just the latest example of how TikTok tight it is. And the Biden campaign has a point. There are some out there that suggest they're ahead ever so slightly in places like Pennsylvania or Wisconsin, depending on which surveys you look at.
All right. Well, that's enough of that one. Anyways, all we really needed to get out of that is that Trump's winning, and that's exciting. So a couple cool things that have happened. I used to like The Rock. Sorry about that. I used to like The Rock a lot. I thought he was decent. Like a steroid tough guy. But then I heard him when he started endorsing Biden and Kamala. I thought he was smoking some crack or doing too much steroids or something. But now the tide is shifting, and The Rock actually is. He's all but saying he wants Trump, which I think is kind of funny. But I mean, that's where he's at right now. Is like he does not like where the country's going. All that type of stuff with what he's saying, which is just kind of funny because he really did he really was all over Biden, and so I think it's because he knows he would look like a complete idiot if he continued to support Biden and Kamala because they're horrendous, and I think everybody knows that, and that's why he has actually changed his views on politics, if you would. Let me just pull this up for you real quick. I just had it up a second ago. Here he goes. We'll watch the 5 on this. All right, so let's go ahead and hold on one sec.
His endorsement in the last election. The superstar drop kicking the sorry state of Biden's America while speaking with Fox and Friends.
Am I happy with the state of America right now? Well, that answer is no. Do I believe we're going to get better? I believe in that. I'm an optimistic guy, and I believe we can get better. The endorsement that I made years ago with Biden was one I thought was the best decision for me at that time. Am I going to do that again this year? That answer is no. I'm not going to do that because what I realized, what that caused back then was something that tears me up in my guts back then and now, which is division. I wouldn't do that because my goal is to bring our country together.
And as Joe Biden loses big-time celebrities, his pals in the media are finding new ridiculous ways to attack Donald Trump and his voters, like bringing on a cult expert.
The good news is it's not permanent, and people wake up and they are embarrassed and ashamed, as I felt in 1976. But more and more people are leaving the MAGA cult. It's important that people not just yell at people who are still trapped in this delusion. Ask questions in a respectful, curious way that gets them to start realizing they've been conned and that their minds have been hijacked.
Yeah, hijacked.
Katie, I don't know who that guy is, but he apparently has a solution to taking Trump voters away from Trump. We're living in an alternate reality. Why do you think he says that?
I don't think he really knows what he's talking about. He's this weird cold expert, someone that Jesse might have on his show at some point, right? Did you interview him for your book? Maybe.
I should.
You
but
should.
Thanks for
the next part
reminding everybody about the book.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Still
I'm here to do that. I think what The Rock was saying was interesting in the sense that we're dealing with the same situation that we were dealing with in terms of candidates as we were in 2020. Here we are again. And he's saying that he made a mistake, essentially, by endorsing Joe Biden. And he talks about the reason why he endorsed him is he wanted to bring the country together. And Joe Biden ran on division. And clearly, none of that has been.
All right. Well, I mean, I think let's go on and talk about this endorsement, because The Rock is probably arguably, can I say that word out? Arguably, I can't say it. Just pretend I know what I'm talking about there. But arguably, the most popular searched figure besides probably Trump that's searched. I think that's what I saw on Google. If not, so he's popular. So he does have a lot of influence as far as that's concerned. So that's always that's always a good person to get to switch sides, if you would, I mean, because I'm sure he must get a lot of backlash for how stupid he sounded when he was supporting Biden and Kamala, because they're complete imbeciles. So yeah, that's that. And nothing else really exciting. I did. If I can pull up the interview with Elon Musk and Don Lemon, I think I could make a lot of you guys laugh pretty hard, because Musk just does not give a what, because he just doesn't. You actually have to see this, because it's actually pretty comical, because Elon Musk just shuts him down over and over and over again, and it's like it's must-see TV for entertainment, because he just doesn't care. And he basically says, hey, the reason why I'm giving you this interview is because you're on the platform and you asked for it. I don't really want to. It's pretty funny. Let's see if we can get this interview. Okay, it's definitely a Musk see. You guys get that? Let's see if we can find this thing. I'm not finding the interviews, but the interview. A lot of this comes because Musk canceled Don Lemon's show. I think that a lot to do with it. So if we can find this, but I think I got it right here for you. I think this is the right one, hopefully. Man, it's not the right one. Johnny Thunder, you're gonna have to edit this again too. Oh man, no, that wasn't it.
Why? So here's a clip from the interview.
So you have been posting up a storm, as you always do in the past couple of weeks, about the redesign of the Tesla Roadster coming at the end of this year. Are there any kind of updates that you can talk about to expect from your flagship EV? I mean, Tesla stock is down the last 6 months. What's next for the company?
The stocks go up and down, but what really matters is, are we making and delivering great products? The Tesla products are outstanding. Last year, the Tesla Model Y was the best-selling car of any kind in the world.
So it started off rather normal, like our conversation now, Dennis.
Right.
And it was cordial, and they were talking back and forth as you do. We'll get to some of the more heated exchanges in a moment. But that's the business part on Tesla. He was getting into it, and they got a new Roadster I guess people are excited about. And,
That's
let's
fine.
take that first.
Now understand, I am an owner of Tesla shares.
Okay.
I bought it at the high, $286 or $46 a share.
You've always been known for your
impeccable timing. Yes, impeccable timing. Bought it, and then it went down, and now it's down 30%, I think, in 6 months or 3 months. I checked. Tesla cannot win for losing when it comes to the media. Tesla has gone up more than almost any stock in history in the past 5. And that's what you see in this interview.
Did someone say listen to another part of the interview? Let's do that. This is more Don Lemon and Elon Musk. It's just out officially today. Let's listen.
So, why would that question upset you? You seem upset by it, are you?
I think you.
And I'm not trying to upset you.
Well, you are upsetting me because the way you're phrasing the questions, I think, is not cogent.
That's when I started to say it started off cordial, and then one bit after another, it got a little bit more tense to the point where Elon Musk clearly had enough by that stage.
And what are you doing that for? Let's think about this. I host a podcast, What's Bugging Me. And when I bring on people to interview for that podcast, I'm not out there to go after them and get them. I want them to be able to talk and explain themselves. And that's what this should have been. You have been hired, supposedly, by Elon Musk. You are doing your first interview of your show after getting fired by CNN. And then you get in a fight with him, ask him these he contrived this.
There is another side of this, as you know, because Musk, and this is Don Lemon's point that he's made. I want to know what you think. A clip from this interview. Let's see you interview Elon Musk. That might be kind of interesting.
I'm dying to have him on What's Bugging Me, baby. Come on.
Yeah, What's Bugging Me? Everything. Here's another clip from the interview. Here you go.
Do you think if you moderated yourself more, if there was better content moderation on the platform, that you wouldn't have to answer these questions from reporters about the great replacement theory as it relates to Democrats,
have to answer these questions.
Great replacement theory as it relates to Jewish people? Do you think that?
I don't have to answer questions from reporters. Don, the only reason I'm doing this interview is because you're on the X platform and you asked for it. Otherwise, I would not do this interview.
I think I know what you're going to say about that, Dennis.
Yeah, this reminds me of when he was on another network talking about advertisers who would want to interfere with free speech on his platform, and he said GFY. That was kind of the similar answer without using the same initials.
Right.
But also this idea, this is what bothers me, Connell.
So the biggest thing out of that one was, that's the part I actually wanted you guys to see. So if Johnny Thunder can edit this, you won't have to watch all the other stuff, hopefully. But the fact that Elon looks at it very simple. He's like, hey man, as long as it's not illegal, if we're not they're not endorsing anything illegal, like what's actually in the actual laws, he's not going to monitor it. He's not going to rescind it. He's not going to do anything like that. He's going to keep it on. It's freedom of speech. It's pretty simple. Don Lemon was trying to get him to say that, oh man, we should moderate. We should be like the hall monitor. And the hall monitor, the hall monitor serves its purpose sometimes, but that's the rules of the school. Okay. But the hall monitor on a platform where everyone goes on, and that's an actual viable source for news, then the hall monitor becomes actually what the laws of the land, not the halls of that school. So now if CNN, or let me walk that back a little bit. Everyone that delivers news has to be in the mindset of freedom of speech. Now they can give their opinions, and that's okay, but they can't ban content because they don't like it and call themselves an actual journalist or news reporter. And that's all Elon was saying. He's not at X to do that. He's there to, if there is conversations of illegal activity or anything as such, he'll monitor it, get rid of it, do what he's supposed to do. However, if it's someone's opinion, he's not gonna not, even if it doesn't agree with his, he's not gonna censor it. And that's the biggest thing, is the censoring, is that he does not want to censor it. So, so hats off to Elon Musk, and he's a badass, I think. Anything else we want to talk about today? Yeah. So this is just doing this segment right now. I'm gonna come back later. It's like 3 a.m. where I'm at right now. So I'm gonna pick this up tomorrow, and with some more insights of different things, some more cliff notes of the news and politics and that type of stuff on Patriot XL. I really appreciate all the followers that we have received. Well over. We've received a lot in the last 2 weeks, because we just started this, and I know when Johnny Thunder's around, things go smoother and better. But so thanks for bearing with me. Have a great night, and hey, make sure you do the right thing.